Synchronicity University is proud to present some of the most brilliant astrologers on the planet, and you've got a little time left to join our September programs for as low as just $5 a class, an unheard of rate to learn from these astrologers. Learn more and sign up now at synchronicityuniversity.com. Links below. Hello, fabulous superstar Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of August 2025. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month just might go down as one of the more important months of the year, and it really is what happens this month that in some way is going to give us clues into what could be coming up for the collective, an energy, a reality that we're going to dive much more deeply into once it is that we get to the middle of next year. So it becomes really important to pay attention collectively, yes, but also to your personal journey as well. How do you feel about the direction in which the energies are going? And this becomes especially significant for you. What we are going to have as we step into this month, it is on the 5th or 6th of the month, depending on where you are on the planet, Mars steps into fellow air sign Libra and sets up a grand trine configuration with Pluto and Uranus in your sign. But what this also does is begin to set up a larger configuration that some call the Great Sextile. But really what I'm seeing in the sky is a near Star of David configuration, which involves a kite and then some other harmonious aspects at play. And this is a major important configuration. It is harmony, but it is how things are changing in a way that we're going along with, we're going with the flow with, and that's part of what we might be seeing at this time. For you, though, it's as if what's changing, what really feels like the energy of revolution or participating in it, it is speaking right to the heart of you. And to me, this suggests that your understanding of who you are, of what matters to you most, of what matters to you first, is likely to be understood very differently once we move through this month. Now, this energy is going to be very active throughout the month. Yes, at the beginning of the month, we get that grand trine. However, as we move later in the month, Uranus is going to make exact connections with Neptune and with Saturn. Exact. To the minute exact, which is rare and special, which says to me that this isn't about rebellion for performance. This isn't about being erratic for its own sake, but rather for purpose, for connection, for a sense of stability, knowing what it is that has to change that maybe you've been putting off way too long and you're just not willing to put up with anymore. Even the most stagnant of lives, are going to feel in some way as if they need to be invigorated. They need to be like stirred and moved out of some sort of a slump that you might not even have realized you were in. And that's how significant this time just might be. But no matter what it is that does come up, remember, like I said, in many ways, this energy is going to be repeated. It's going to be magnified once it is that we get into July of next year. And I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way. But for now, this just might be one of the more powerful glimpses into how it is over the course of the next better part of the next 7 years of Uranus in your sign. How is it going to shape you, change you, help you to become something different? That's part of what you just might glimpse in very powerful ways now. Now, add to this, we do have a full moon happening in fellow air sign Aquarius, and this full moon is going to bring that much more emotion to all that's shifting and changing for so many of us out there, but certainly to you. This is a part of the sky for you that is philosophical. It searches for meaning. It's expansive. It's optimistic. And it's also a part of the sky for you that has to do with engagement, whether it's the world of ideas or different types of people than you've known before. Now, for all of that, what we also find is that the full moon itself, it's not really making any important connections with other power players. It has an isolated quality to it, which tells me that a lot of what you're realizing at this time might be deeply personal to you, might be more about your own journey, your own processes, your own philosophical understanding of where you belong, or maybe a literal understanding as well, the spiritual beliefs that help you to make sense of the world and guide your life, the There might be a lot of emotions swelling around those areas. And yet, it isn't necessarily that in a more practical way, there are developments here that are taking place in real time in the real world for you. So, allow yourself to feel what you do, expand your horizons, even if it is a personal process, but know that there's a very important change that's taking place here, and you really want to be paying attention because you are the one hosting the planet of revolution. But what does that revolution look like for you? How do you embrace it? How do you embody it? This month is going to give you really important clues into where it is that you no longer are feeling ready to wait for change to find you. A part of you just might be ready to shake things up all on your own. On the 11th of August, Mercury goes direct in a communicative part of your sky, a mind part of the sky. And I feel like you don't even know what you don't get until you get it. You don't even know how you've understood things all wrong until in an instant you see things very differently and you understand what's really playing out. And this might not necessarily be the easiest energy, the most comfortable energy, but it's important to embrace possibilities here wherever it is that they might find you. But for all that, I find that these energies are important. These energies of Mercury going direct, it's like a penny drops, if you will, right? It's like, again, something important to you, some communication, some conversation. In an instant, you are interpreting it differently and you get it, whatever it is that someone's been trying to tell you, whatever it is that really was taking place with a certain decision that was made, a certain email you got, a certain letter you received. It all starts to be understood in a new way that you didn't realize it could be understood until it was. And so confusion clears up with this very quickly. What we have the following day, which I find really fascinating, is what some astrologers call the most romantic day of the year. It's Venus meeting Jupiter in the sky. And these two are getting together in a part of the sky for you that has to do with the money you earn, money you spend, self-love, self-esteem. So this is a very fortunate energy at play. And the good fortune of this energy can speak remarkably to, being able to make more money, whether it's real opportunity, whether it is great ideas and implementing them. There's a sense of a lot happening, perhaps very quickly at this time, that you're taking advantage of, that you're leaping forward with in some way. This might also be one of those times when it just feels like financial opportunity finds you. You might purchase something that feels like a splurge, but it looks like you have it to give. And so, yes, this is a time when it might feel like there's a flush coming in, but the thing is with this energy, it might also feel like money goes out as well. But again, you're feeling generous, you're feeling prosperous at this time. Wherever it is that you might want to take a chance or take any kind of step, however symbolic, towards moving towards greater abundance, however you define that, however you understand that, you might want to time it to around this time. Because this is Jupiter, and Jupiter means that we might have so much faith that we might not do what it is that making progress actually requires sometimes. So it's a good idea to engage this energy that much more consciously, to decide what it is and how it is you're going to direct this energy to your advantage that much more by taking some step towards aligning your prosperity with where it is you desire to go. The 23rd brings with it a fascinating new moon. This new moon is taking place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with the foundations of your life, home, the past, your living situation, your family of origin, and your parents in particular, where that applies. Now, here's the thing. There's this new moon and what it's doing, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But there's something else to take into consideration. This new moon is happening at 0 degrees, which is the very beginning of this part of the sky. And as much as new moons bring with them a seed moment, a very beginning, it is a 0 degree new moon that really is a beginning that we don't quite know what it is just yet, what we're going to do with it, what's trying to begin here. just when we think we have a feel for it, we really might not. So there's an ambiguous quality. It's like, okay, here's a beginning, but what is it? That's the type of vibe here. But interestingly, we are going to have next month a solar eclipse in this same part of the sky. That solar eclipse is happening at the very end of this part of the sky, 29 degrees. And what that means is it's a beginning that's very sudden, but it's also an ending. There's also a sense of profound culmination happening and a karmicness to what begins at that time. So I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way. But with this new moon, what's fascinating is this new moon is speaking in tension with Uranus. So there's a huge wild card factor of an energy here. But what we also get is this new moon sort of on the receiving end of a Yod configuration, which is a larger configuration. And it involves a quincunx on the one side from Neptune and Saturn, on the other side from Pluto. And both of these configurations, right? Pluto on one side, Saturn and Neptune on the other, they're sextile each other. They're in harmonious aspect, but they're both speaking in a type of conversation that can feel as if it comes on by surprise, but you have to make adjustments. You make them quickly, and the resolution can happen very quickly as well. And so in many ways, this new moon, even with its very erratic qualities, all of these energies speaking with this new moon make for a karmic time. And yes, a surprise, if not erratic time as well. But the opportunity for resolution might be there and might come quickly, so that whatever feels like it takes you by surprise, you're able to move forward from it very quickly as well. And so for some people, it is going to be buying, selling, moving, attracting a new roommate. The opportunities here might play out. When this new moon occurs, just 2 days later, Mercury leaves shadow. So we are about on brand new territory with Mercury, or at least right around the corner of it. But it is also with this new moon, simply because it is the first of two in the same part of the sky. And because it is at 0 degrees, with 0 degrees, we just don't quite know. There's still an ambiguous quality playing out here that you can't quite always put your finger on and really know how to make sense of what might be playing out. So, I like to say, pace yourself and be yourself. You really want to do that at this time, because it is such a wild card of an energy that whatever comes up, it does feel like a surprise. However, you'll learn a lot, you'll grow a lot, you'll be able to understand what's playing out and resolve whatever comes up very quickly, at least for now, until things get that much more karmic with a brand new moon solar eclipse next month. So buying, selling, moving, attracting a new roommate, the need for that might happen very suddenly. Maybe wanting to be home, being with your family of origin, that might be part of the quick changing events. But what it might also be part of the quick turning, quick changing events is an understanding of your past, or feeling like your past has popped up to revisit you in some way. Yeah, it might be uncomfortable, but maybe it is just what you need. It is just the understanding that is set to be very valuable for you as part of figuring out the best pathway forward. Understanding, reconciling with, having the past pop up so you can see it differently, so that you can finally put certain things behind you, might all be part of the very important energy playing out now, especially in your life. So this step energy says, stay open, see what shows up, roll with it, and things just might resolve very quickly. Where it comes to matters of love, I'm going to go right back to the most romantic day of the year, the 12th of the month, and that is Venus meeting Jupiter in the sky. And these two are getting together in a part of the sky where love and self-love become intimately tied. Now, where you want to be mindful is with generosity, what you're giving, how you feel about what you're giving, where you feel what you give is fair. Is it being reciprocated or not? The role of money in terms of what you're giving, where you might want to anchor yourself more in healthy self-love and how that feels to you. These might be some of the ways in which the more healing side of this energy appears, but also some of the ways in which you just might find yourself navigating forward at this time. So for those of you open to meeting someone new, I love how this does suggest having experiences in relationship and meeting people, romantic experiences that help you to see yourself more lovingly in some way. And it's almost like it can't come a moment too soon. It's like you're ready for it. Jupiter is the ruler of your opposite sign, which means that wherever Jupiter goes, it's going to speak to what's happening in love and connecting with others. And how you feel about yourself in the context of meeting new people might be part of what stirs for you now, but ultimately there's also the real potential here, the real promise here of having an experience that in some way is meaningful to you. It makes a mark in some way to help you to understand where it is that perhaps you're ready to be open to greater love than you've known before. For those of you just starting to date someone, how does this person make you feel about yourself is what it comes down to. How much self-value and self-love are you bringing to this connection? Because of the emphasis on generosity here, you just want to be careful about love and money. And what I mean by that is if you find yourself feeling like you want to give, from what place within you is that coming? And is that more about lessons around giving, of give and take, of lessons around where it is that if you give certain things and you don't feel it reciprocated, how are you going to feel afterwards? How have you felt in the past? That just might be part of the learning of this time. But for all that, this person might bring that forward in a way that feels easy and loving. Maybe they give you a pep talk, for example, or maybe they bring it forward in a way that makes you feel like you've got to take a stand in terms of self-love on your part. Your answers are going to be uniquely your own, but they're going to tell you something about how you feel with this person, about you. And for those of you in an established bond, well, there tends to be more give and take in established bonds. It seems like you might be inspired to be more generous with your partner, and it looks like you have it to give. But for all that, this can also be one of those moments that feels as if, and especially if it is that you've had doubts as to whether or not you're in the right relationship for you, the giving itself, it just might feel like a lot right about now. It might feel like you're looking at all you've given and feeling like it's a lot in terms of what you've gotten, what it is that they bring, what it is that they share. And that just might not work for you. And so pace yourself as you navigate this time. Your answers and the next best steps for you are going to be rooted in an understanding of healthy self-love. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say I think it really is all about the most romantic day of the year for a lot of us out there. And it is Venus meeting Jupiter in the sky that does suggest massive blessings at play. Like we start the month with energies that are kind of difficult with Venus. As soon as Venus moves into this part of the sky, begins to square Saturn, square Neptune, that brings with it energies of disillusionment. And that's the energies we have at the very end of last month. We're stepping into this month with a memory of that, but that disappointment that might be there, it's almost like it has to happen so that the healing rush of energy can come in as we get towards the middle of this month. And so embrace the journey wherever it finds you. It is ultimately leading you towards not just romantic love, but also love for self, right for where you are and right for who you are right now, today. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. And thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.